Coming to you live from Bonfire Studios North. It's the third episode of Toros Weekly. As always, I am your host, Peter Theodos, and joining me is Mr. Ken Oda. And Ken, the Toros come off an incredible weekend of hockey against the Minnesota Wilderness.
It was a fun weekend. I think it was needed. It was a good run after a good showing against Aberdeen as well. A 4-game win streak heading into a weekend off is never a bad thing.
Turn his mic on.
So yeah,
There we go.
First of all, I'm looking forward to when you lose count of the episodes. It's been
I know,
easy so
right?
far, but no, it was a good weekend of hockey, and especially after the Aberdeen week, taking 2 out of 3 from the defending champs, and a 4-game win streak heading into a rare weekend off is never a bad thing.
What do you think's the biggest thing to take away from this weekend from the team?
That really doesn't matter where the other team is in the standings. We can skate with them and play with them. The Wilderness, we went down there a month and a half ago and got swept, got our first regulation loss of the season, and it was a good way to bounce back, and they were in second place going into the weekend, and we've taken that spot from them.
It's a great place to be to go into a bye weekend. A lot of great stuff coming to you tonight on Toros Weekly. First up is our first guest, the goalie for the Minot Minotauros, Mr. Ben Garrity, as he gets settled in. Benny, welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
If you have questions for Benny or for Cole Hansen later, make sure you drop them in the comments to these videos if you're on Facebook Live or on our YouTube page, and or you can tweet them at us, and we'll do our best to get them answered.
Ben, first and foremost, welcome back to Minot. Take me through that decision and being able to come back to Minot to play for the Toros again.
I was definitely always back in my brain knowing I'd come back here, and it's actually really good to be back. A lot of new guys on the team this year, and we seem to click right away, to be honest. We're all hanging out. And so it's really good to be back.
Take me through a pregame routine for you as you go out to prepare to take on the Bobcats or the Wilderness or St. Cloud or anybody like that.
For the most part, I do like it's routine, the same thing. So just wake up, pretty much. We skate. Try to sleep. Not the best napper, to be honest, but I try to get a nap in, and I have some chicken breasts, something like that my billet mom makes for every game and stuff like that. So then we get to the rink, warm up, take a jog or something, run around the rink, get my legs ready, and warm up with the team, and then pretty much that's it.
When you were going through that groin injury you had at the beginning of the year, did that change anything that you were doing?
It actually did, yeah. I was seeing Kevin more often, our athletic trainer. He was rapping me and stuff, and so I kind of put a twist on things, but just had to push through it pretty much. So.
What kind of workouts was Kevin having you do during the practice days and all that to kind of get ready?
It was different than other guys when I was injured. I just had to do a lot of stretching, a lot of power drill things for my groin to make it stronger and make sure it doesn't, get worse and stuff like that. So.
I got Wally Mock checking in on the Facebook page. He wants to know, how hard is it to keep your focus when the Toros are spending a lot of time in the offensive zone, which is something we saw just this last weekend?
Yeah. It's actually not too hard to stay focused in the game, but it's obviously, it's still a task to, stay warm, make sure your toes don't get too cold and stuff like that. So.
What's your preference? Would you rather see a lot of shots, or is there a certain range you'd like to be in? I imagine if you only see 15 to 20, it's kind of boring.
Yeah. Obviously depends what kind of shots they are and stuff. Like, you don't want breakaways and stuff all game, but seeing a lot of shots, sometimes a good thing. You can get hot, stuff like that. It's sometimes really fun. So, yeah. But getting like 10, 15, 20 shots is not ideal. So.
Is there a certain team or a certain player that you absolutely hate facing?
I wouldn't say a team. Our whole division's always really tough every game. Every game's real tough to play, but one player I'd probably say Sheriff from Austin. Whenever he gets puck, something always happens. So.
What do you do to prepare for that? Do you watch film? Do you just use instincts that you've had in the past against him?
Well, at first I had no clue what was coming, but I played him a bunch of times now, so I don't watch any film really, but I just kind of, I mean, I never know really what's coming, but I have a better idea of it now for him. So.
Kind of on that note, as a play-by-play guy, there are two things I've never gotten to do for play-by-play that I've always wanted to, and you're in the position to help me out. I've never been able to call a goalie goal or a goalie fight.
Okay.
What are the odds I get to do either of those this year?
I mean, if chances come to a goal, if they dump it on me and there's an open net, I'll go for it. But and then a fight, I don't know. We'll have to see. Roberts tried last year, I think. Maybe just bluffing, but yeah, I mean, I think both can happen this year.
I'm not asking you specifically to go out and fight. I'm just curious what your stance is.
Okay, yeah, open to it.
What kind of work do you do in the workout or in the off season to get prepared for the season?
I skate 3-4 times a week with my goalie trainer. I've been with him for 3-4 years. So that's really nice. I skate out really early in the morning, and then I actually have work after a golf course. But off ice workouts, I have CrossFit workouts. I get set up, and then I have like my own schedule thing and own workouts at Lifetime Fitness too. So.
Having done a little bit of CrossFit in the past before,
Yeah.
When I was back in high school, what favorite CrossFit workout of yours?
None of them are my favorite.
Yeah, I've gotten that opinion as well. You don't really like CrossFit, but yet you like it. It's weird.
It's different. Yeah.
Clearly not an issue I've ever had.
No.
Yeah, they really work you there, but it's good. It gets me real in shape and ready for this season. So.
Bruce Hoffert says, and on that note about the goalie fights, Ken, why do goalies skate away from fights and let others take care of it?
I don't know. Maybe they don't want to get into it, get a penalty, or get kicked out. Because I mean, as a goalie, you want to stay in, and the players always, when they're down there punching each other in the face, they obviously have a chance to get kicked out of the game or something. But I don't know. Maybe it's just an instinct. It depends who you are, I guess.
So one of your hidden talents, and you mentioned it earlier, is playing golf.
Yeah.
Take me through that. Are you like an avid golfer? Like,
I'm not like.
Are you any good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to think I'm pretty good. I'm not the greatest golfer ever. I golf a decent amount with my friends over the summer, and being up on them every once in a while. So, but I'm not out of this world golfer like Hanson is. But.
So out of the group of them, are you the best?
Oh, my friends back home.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the scorecards, I guess you could say. Yeah.
You want to say something to them if they're watching?
I don't know. I think they've heard enough about that.
Earlier in the year, we kind of passed a survey around to a lot of the guys, to the whole team. We quizzed OC on it, but we asked guys what they were embarrassed to admit they were afraid of.
You responded with you're embarrassed to admit what you're afraid of. So we're putting you on the spot here.
Yeah. I mean, when I answered that, I took a while. I kept thinking about it. Didn't know what to put. So eventually, I just kind of wrote that because clearly, my brain doesn't want to say what I'm afraid of. So I just kind of jot that down.
I guess that's a good thing then.
I don't know. But I mean, there's heights. I mean, I'm not a fan of heights, but I feel like that's not something that stands out.
One of your own teammates, Mr. Cole O'Connell, who's walking around here in the background, would like to ask you who your role model is.
Role model, okay.
People are having a little trouble hearing you too, Ben.
Oh, sure, okay, my bad. Role model, I'd probably like to say my father, honestly. So he's always just setting a good example for me and letting me know what to do, what to say. I guess not exactly, but he's always been there for me and taking me places, and he's just the kind of dad I want to be when I'm older. So.
Go ahead.
Thanksgiving's coming up next week.
Yeah.
What are some family traditions that you had growing up? Yeah. Or are doing?
Okay, well.
Yeah, you still got a family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's not Batman over here.
Yeah. My whole life we've gone to my mom's house and my grandma's. We my mom's whole side of the family. We all go there to Rochester, Minnesota, and we spend a couple nights there and just have this kind of the ideal Thanksgiving lunch dinner, like the turkey stuffing, stuff like that. So yeah, we all do that. Go to church, stuff like that. So
Now, obviously, you'll miss out on that this year. We've got 3 games in 4 nights. As a goalie, I imagine you want the net for all 3 of those, but you probably won't get it. What's it like when you're not in the net? How into the game are you when you're sitting on the bench? Are you paying attention in case you do have to jump in? Are you kind of taking notes on guys, or are you just sitting there kind of trying to stay loose?
if I ever don't play, I like to act as if I am going to go in at any time because you never know what can happen. But so I stay loose on the bench, and it's not like I'm not out of the game when I'm on the bench, but I like to watch it. I'm into it. So
Is there anything you can, especially if you're not playing that Friday night and you're facing the same guys the next night, is there anything you can learn from sitting and watching?
yeah, you can watch the other team's tendencies. Obviously, they'll switch things up if we kind of lock something down throughout the game. But you see, if you're not playing, but you see how they're on the power play better, and you just kind of see stuff like that. So, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the goalie for the Toros, Mr. Ben Garrity. Ben, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So now we'll bring on our second guest of the evening, wherever he may be hanging out at. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Toros Weekly, Mr. Cole Hansen. Cole, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're making it a popular in the background, usually here almost every week. Then again, it is your billet family, so that does help.
Mm-hmm. We'll start off with it was an awesome weekend for you. A couple of goals. Were they both game winners? No, the Saturday nights tied the game.
Yes, Saturday nights tied the game. Yeah.
Yeah, but how big was that for you guys on the bench, getting that one with 9/10 of a second left in the second period? 10 seconds after they had scored?
That was pretty big. They scored with, I think, 15 seconds left in the period, so I think they were just thinking, yeah, we're going to go in with a 3-2 lead, and they had all the momentum, and we kind of came out in that last shift just hoping to get one shot, and it was just we were lucky to score.
And then the goal on Friday night, I didn't actually see how you got that. I saw you were battling in front. Did it get your stick? Did it go off your body? How did that one go in?
Yeah, it was a 5-on-3, and there was, I think, 10 seconds left. And Isaac had it up top, and their guys kind of were puck watching with 10 seconds left, and I just went to the front of the net, and he shot it. And I think it went like right under Nick's stick or something, and I just deflected it right behind the goalie.
No. Oh, go ahead, Peter.
Stephen Lawrence just commented on here. Thank you for reading to Matthew's class today at Nedrose. Did you?
Oh, yes, I did. That was awesome.
Walk me through that. Like, what did you read and all that?
I went there at like 2:30, I think, and I read some hockey story to the kids. They loved it, and then they asked some questions about the Toros and where I'm from and other things, and then I read a dancing giraffe book. I liked that one more.
Did you pick those out?
No, Matthew brought him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he was. I was the guest reader, I guess, for the day. They all get to pick one for the year or something.
Were you nervous?
Actually, I was there for a little bit, but once I got there, I kind of settled down, and they were just first grade.
More nervous than a puck drop or the beginning of a game?
Absolutely, for sure.
You committed to Air Force now 2 weeks ago.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Walk us through that process, how you decided to go there, and just what the recruiting process is like for a player.
They started talking to me this summer when they saw me at a few camps, and they just saw me at the showcase and they liked me, so I took an official visit there like 2.5 weeks ago, and I just really liked it. It was kind of an eye-opening experience because I didn't really know what it was all about being a military academy, so I went there and I actually really liked it. So the education's obviously unbelievable, and the hockey's really good too, so I thought it'd be a good fit.
You mentioned the education. What do you plan to study while you're there, and why did you settle on that?
I'm going to study business because they got a really good business school there, and I've kind of always liked to do that. So hopefully I can keep up because that schooling is really, really hard. So.
Do you think that's going to be hard after a year or two of junior and not having the school responsibility to get back into the swing of it?
I mean, yeah, I think it'll be a little tough like the first few weeks or maybe the first semester, but I think I'll get settled in and I'll be fine. I'm going to take a few classes here during juniors just to get my brain ready.
So you were an avid golfer in high school and pretty good about it. What was your highlight of your golf career in high school?
Definitely winning state, the individual title at my senior year. That was definitely the highlight of my golf career for sure.
And for fans who don't know, which state?
North Dakota. Yeah. Home state.
So you were also on the players team for the golf scramble.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you carried them a little bit.
A little bit. They're all way better than I thought they were going to be, honestly. I think it was Benny, Nesser, and Club. They were way better than I thought they were going to be. So they hit some really big shots, actually. They hit some really good shots. I carried for a few holes, but they're actually pretty good.
I know some fans playing in the golf tournament were a little rattled that you guys won the whole thing.
They were so rattled. We finished like first or second. We come in and hand in our score, and we're sitting in like the eating area, and groups are walking in. 22 under? How do they do that? It's impossible. They're like, no way, those guys are cheating. And I was like, oh god. We're sitting there like covering our faces. Oh, it wasn't us.
I think unfortunately for you guys, you weren't eligible for the prizes though, right?
No,
yeah. So, we talked to Benny about his fear. We from that survey we did earlier in the year. You said you're afraid of clowns. What kicked that off, or is that just something that didn't, get taken to the circus and get afraid when you were a kid, or what started that? Watching the movie It too young or something along those lines?
I just ever since I was a kid, I hated clowns. Like one time it was right around I think we had like the carnival in town or something. They had a clown at the supermarket, advertising it. And I was there with my mom, and I was just freaked out. I was like 5 years old. I was running around the supermarket just freaking out. I've hated clowns ever since. I hate the movie It. I hate it.
So I'm assuming you're not going to go see the new one.
I did see it, actually.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Everyone was saying how good it was, so I was like, I'll give it a try. I didn't like it.
How scared were you doing it?
I don't know. It's a horror movie to begin with, so it was scary even without like the whole clown thing for me. But it was not an enjoyable.
Just wasn't your cup of tea.
No.
We asked Benny, and we'll ask you. Thanksgiving coming up. What are some family traditions that you have?
Sometimes I go to my aunt and uncle in the cities. When I was in Bantams, I used to have a hockey tournament in the cities over Thanksgiving, so we'd stay there. But in high school, we just kind of had people at my place, like family and friends. So I don't know. That's what I usually do.
Turkey or ham?
Definitely turkey.
I'm assuming apple or pumpkin. I'm assuming pumpkin?
I'm a pumpkin.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Definitely.
Big week of hockey coming up here. We got the weekend off. First of all, do you have any big plans for this weekend while you've got a rare weekend with nothing to do here?
I'll just go home and I don't know, hang out with my family and friends that I haven't seen for a little bit, but not any huge plans.
Convince mom and dad to maybe do a little early Thanksgiving since you'll miss Thursday.
Hopefully.
But then next week, 3 games in 4 nights. What's the adjustment been like for you to the junior game, and then playing that many games? It's not like when you're playing high school or youth tournaments, right? Playing 3 games in 4 nights has got to wear on you guys.
Yeah, definitely, since it is a faster game and more physical, so it does wear on your body a little more. But I think us, like the rookies, are starting to adjust a little more. And, you definitely have to get used to it. Like, I've definitely had an adjustment period here getting into juniors. I started off a little bit slower than I wanted to. But, I'm starting to adjust, and the physicality is definitely a lot more ramped up. So, just adjusting to that just takes a little bit of time for some guys.
Neil Gush chimed in. He asked this earlier of Benny, but we had already cut Benny loose. So I'll ask you too. Who's your all-time favorite player, and is that a guy you model your game after?
All-time favorite player. I'm definitely a big Sidney Crosby fan. So I try to model my game after him, but he's unbelievable. So it's tough to do that. But the guy I like playing now is Nikita Kucherov. I love how he plays.
Benny's still back there. Benny, who's your all-time favorite goalie?
All time,
Yeah, just shout an answer.
Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yeah, he's good. Good guy.
Certainly, for those who couldn't hear, Marc-Andre Fleury, who was with Pittsburgh, now in Vegas, and had just an unreal save earlier this week.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's all I got. So, Cole,
All right.
happy Thanksgiving, and thanks for coming on the show, man.
No problem. Thanks for having
Yeah.
me.
Once again, fans, that's Cole Hansen. Ken, we're gonna do a quick wrap up here.
Yeah, not a lot to promote this week.
No.
With the off week, but then next week we get right back at it. Wednesday down in Bismarck. I know we'll see a lot of Toros fans down there, especially with Thursday being a holiday. And honestly, I don't think you've gotten to make the trip down to Bismarck
No, I haven't.
yet. It is always fun when we go down there. Just because of how many Minot fans make the trip, we do take over their building, and it's always a lot of fun. And then Thanksgiving, and then right after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, we're back in action here at the Mesa, and we're giving away $250 every time we score on Friday night. So hopefully,
It's a lot of money too.
it is a lot of money. So hopefully we get that going, and then December 7th, the Teddy Bear Toss game. Hoping last year was 858 bears. Hopefully we top out and get over 1,000 this year.
Exactly. So once again, fans, that was episode number 3 of Toros Weekly, coming to you live from the Bonfire North Studios.
Not Toros Weekly though, because next week.
Oh yeah, next weekend we will not be on the air due to the fact that, as Ken just said, the team will be in Bismarck. So you can catch him on the Toros YouTube channel if you want to have some.
Or Hockey TV or AM 1390 KRZ. So yeah, Toros Weekly will just be the game against Bismarck next
I
week.
might have to tune into the YouTube for that
There
Ken
we go.
Oda cam again. So once again, thank you to Bonfire Studios North and our camera operator, Mr. Sean Bachhoven, and his wife, Patty, for making cookies for the back. So fans, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Until next time, I'm Peter Theodos. That's Ken Oda. Thanks for tuning in.